Hey there, Ryan Bryan here. Just a quick overview video. The truck is 100% done now. All I really got to do, but it has nothing to do with the body or the work I did over the weekend, is change the front tires. This one here, it's bad. It needs to be changed, but this one here is completely bald. Yeah, it's practically flat. This one here, this is the tiniest bit of tread. The backs are getting pretty worn too, but I'm not changing them out until they're completely bald. This out here, I did a little bit of work on it today, drinking my McDonald's coffee. Because one thing I do agree with Pug, Tim Hortons does give you worms in the butt. Tim Hortons sucks. So anyways, it's done. I got my blinker lights done. I'm going to demonstrate them. Put down my coffee. They will run no matter what. You can hear it ticking. As you can see, I got rear blinking lights. I might get a couple orange indicators up front here and mount them right in here. But since I'm replacing the truck anyways, there's really no point doing it. But it's just for safety for right now. So I don't want to modify inside the lens. The tail lights come on when the engine's running, runs off of the stator. That's kind of a pain in the butt, kind of not. But on the new truck, I plan on putting 2 spotlights on the front. So I'm going to have the stock headlights. They'll run off the engine. And then I'm going to have 2 spotlights on the front that are going to run off straight off the battery. So let's pop the hood. Today, all I did was got my new positive cable. All I did was I stuck it up in there, tightened down the set screw, tightened down the cable. I used my bolts here. It's a Corver Wild method I use. It does work a lot better than the stock bolts. Also, the stock bolts that came with this one here was way too short because I have my battery tender wire on here as well. So it was way too short. This one is a lot more compact under the hood, which is okay with me. The engine actually sits and the fan's actually right there. So it actually should stay cooler. But I do got the oil temperature and oil pressure all set up. That's oil temp on the right, pressure's on the left. When you're sitting on there, I can actually see them pretty good. I don't necessarily monitor it while I'm driving anyways. If I really want to check it, I'll get off and I'll check it. The horn works. Unfortunately I had to drill through the Die Hard battery symbol right there. Not a big deal. I could care less about it. Just more for convenience. That was the most convenient spot to put it. Wasn't really any room right here because of the cigarette lighter, 12 volt source. I don't smoke, but it's 12 volt source. That is also on a constant feed with its own fuse. I scratched the dash up a bit right here, and I kind of drilled an extra hole in the top on that side. Like I mentioned in the previous video, there is a support right in behind there. And I couldn't find my metal cutting bit. I used the metal bit to go through plastic and metal. It actually works really, really well. But I kind of had to redneck the piece out on the inside. I don't think you'll be able to see it. It's down behind the battery. You weren't able to see it in the last video anyways. It's actually a steering support. So it's I got it out of the way enough. I was able to use the grinder on the right hand side to grind most of it away. I was able to use the grinder a little bit on the other side, being careful of the wiring because there's a lot of wires on the left hand side. So I guess that's it. And like I mentioned before, I left the PTO switch. I don't have anything big enough to sit in there. I could have used that for the indicator lights. It probably would have worked. Actually, I know for a fact it would have worked. But the PTO wiring is right here. This is the PTO wiring right here, and I would have had to reroute that upwards, and I don't know. I just didn't really want to do it. And also that's tied in with the safety switches as well, so if the clutch is off, that doesn't get power. So it would have been a kind of an inconvenience in some ways having it wired in that way. I did respray a lot of the frame. I did miss, and I got the rear fenders a little bit, but it's not a big deal. I also resprayed the entire front just to help cover up some of the rust a bit. I might get another can before it gets too cold and respray the back. I'd like to get some fluid film and coat this entire thing with that, but I think I'd have to sand it all down first or sandblast it, which I don't really want to do that. So we'll see about that. I'm thinking about renting a small portable sandblaster when I go to do my new truck, and I'll clean up the entire frame with that. But I guess that's pretty much it. I'll fire it up for you for a quick second. The choke's actually working out really nice right here. The only downside is the throttle is backwards. It's just the way the cable is, not a big deal. Basically the screws are supposed to be on this side, not on that side. It doesn't bother me. It is backwards on the other truck anyways. And it's a temperamental engine. I was initially going to put the gauges right here and right here, but I think that would look stupid on top. There would have been a lot of clearance, except for where the battery is. The battery may have nicked the wires, so it would have been okay. But since I run a full-size car battery, this is actually for a V8 truck. It's just really, there's not enough room. This came out of, actually, it came out of a V8 Chevy Blazer, V8 converted Chevy Blazer. So that my neighbor scrapped out, but it was difficult to get in there. It's never coming back out, at least not too easily. And there's a bee flying around. I thought I killed him earlier with my grinder, but I guess not. But really the only other upgrade I might do, like I said, is the front indicator lights. And this one's not going to get spotlights. It doesn't need it right now. For the new build, like I said, I'll do spotlights. Since I have this, I'm keeping this running and keeping this looking good, I'll be able to take my time on the new build. Because when I initially built this, I was rushing because my trailer had broke and I was driving, I forget what I was driving for work. I think I was driving the diesel, but before it was converted to diesel, and it went through almost a tank of gas a day driving that. That thing was so hard on fuel. At least it went through at least a half a tank of fuel a day driving that thing with the 18 horse in there, because that engine was really hard on fuel. So, and I was in a crunch. I had to get this done, and I did skip a few things that I wanted to do on this, and not with the new truck. Since this one's running good, everything's good on it again, back up the tops, I'm going to take my time on the new build, get it all welded up correctly, spend the time on the welding, and get it nice, get everything really good. Also, I figured I might as well mention, I got the shift to reverse. I had to grind away a little bit of the plastic on the underside here. I mistakenly grinded a little bit of the bottom side on this side, but not a big deal. Actually kind of needed it as well anyways, because it was hitting right there. So that's what was holding it up right there. But I do got reverse, and I actually do believe I got all 6 gears. At least I got more gears than I did before, so I was using the hydro shifter cover, and it wouldn't allow it to go into all the gears. Since I'm using a gear drive shifter cover, it's working that much better. So I guess that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please share and comment.